Impact Wrestling presents Sacrifice live Friday, March 24th on Impact Plus and Fight.
It's a colossal week ahead for Impact Wrestling with Multiverse United looming next Thursday. We first stop into Windsor, Ontario, Canada tomorrow night as we are sold out for Sacrifice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following six-man tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are accompanied to the ring by Callahan. They are The Design.
This match will be a preview of what's in store tomorrow night in Sacrifice, but before we get to that, this match was a challenge put out by Deaner to Time Machine because Deaner and The Design are up to something in regards to Callahan's initiation process.
I mean, we recently saw Step 6 go down. Deaner with some twisted designs at all times for Callahan. What could be in store on the road for Callahan?
Callahan's loss to Rhino proving to be punishment from The Design. Can only imagine what Deaner is up his sleeve tonight.
Their opponents, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, and Kushida, Time Machine!
As I mentioned, tomorrow night at Sacrifice Live on Impact Plus, Fight TV, and YouTube for our Ultimate Insiders in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Time Machine will battle the team of Rich Swann, Frankie Kazarian, and the Impact World Champion Josh Alexander, a team that lost last week to Bullet Club in our main event.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, for a team that was already, I don't want to say on shaky ground, but they had never teamed all together. They really needed that momentum heading into the Sacrifice match with Time Machine, a team who, much like Bullet Club, have a lot of tag team chemistry and years of camaraderie working together. So that loss for Alexander, Kazarian, and Swann was really mistimed.
And let's not forget about how that loss really came about. It was the emergence of Steve Maclin here in the Impact Zone. Maclin, of course, the #1 contender to the Impact World Championship from Rebellion, Sunday, April 16th in Toronto, Canada.
And I said it on that night, a very rare misstep, taking his eye off the ball, did Josh Alexander. The presence of Maclin getting his attention, distracting him, not something you say too often about the walking weapon.
Of course, Maclin wants Josh Alexander come Rebellion. Alexander, and we've talked about it a lot, has a very busy road ahead. Sacrifice tomorrow night, the aforementioned six-man tag. And then 1 week from tonight, it's the highly acclaimed Multiverse United, Only the Strong Survive global event, Impact in New Japan coming together. That night, Kushida in the ring right now against Khan will challenge Josh Alexander for his Impact World title.
That's right. Kushida, who's been on quite a roll lately, had a hell of a match with Jonathan Gresham.
Oh, God.
Not too long ago, and he got a very impressive win there heading into that title confrontation with Josh Alexander.
It begs the question, who's going to be the Impact World Champion by the time we get to Rebellion? But Maclin continues to target and needle the Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. But right now, it's Deaner in the ring against Alex Shelley.
Deaner here, another time to lead The Design by example, getting his hands dirty in the ring like a real leader should.
A tag made by Sabin. Not sure if Deaner's aware of the tag. The Motor City Machine Guns have made a living doing this.
He's pretty aware now, I'll tell you that much.
17 years as a team. Here's the cover. Sabin can't put away Deaner. Of course, the Motor City Machine Guns losing their Impact World Tag Team titles to Ace and Bay a few weeks ago. They are still the reigning New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions.
And of course, they will get an opportunity to regain those titles as well at the Multiverse United Only the Strong Survive show. A four-way tag team bout, including the Impact World Tag Team Champions Bullet Club and the Mighty Don't Kneel.
And we're going to find out who the defending champions will be come Multiverse United, because tomorrow night at Sacrifice, Ace and Bay defend the Impact World Tag Team titles against TMDK. Now Sabin on the move against Angels. Angels, I would call call him the jackal of the design. Oh, nasty in the ring, and now mocking the Motor City Machine Guns and Time Machine as a whole. Oh, takes a shot at Shelley and Kushida.
And not just mocking, making it very, very physical. As Sabin now, whoa, rolling through.
Sabin looked like he had him there for a second. Kushida and Shelley rushed the design.
Referee trying to get some semblance of control here.
And now Time Machine going to work on Angels, the official trying to get Khan and Diener out of the ring.
3-on-1 action here. Look out,
And
Angels!
Sabin with a hesitation drop kick. The official was trying to keep Khan and Diener out of the equation. That opened the door for Time Machine.
Get a glimpse there of Callahan on the outside. Saying, look what we're causing here.
To win the matchup and a kick out. We talked about it since Kazarian, Swan, and Alexander lost last week. Time Machine, if they pick up a victory here, be firing on all cylinders heading into Sacrifice tomorrow night. Oh!
It would absolutely turn the tide in that huge six-man tag for Sacrifice. And right now, I got to say the advantage is pretty firmly in their corner because of all that experience they have as teammates together.
Oh! Shot right to the thigh. Oh! Angels trying to reach out and make a tag. Just trying to break the foundation of Shelley. And this is where Shelley gets really aggressive. Oh!
Look at the head, pick up and down, and up and down. Never letting go of the arm of Angels. They're now looking to maybe break it in half. Hyperextend the elbow here.
Oh!
Clip the Angels' wings, if you will.
Oh, and now Sabin. And again, the Motor City Machine Guns just ticked off Khan and Diener. That got the attention of the officials. Oh, and now Kushida goes after Angels. And Time Machine utilizing a variety of means here to take advantage in this matchup. And I guess the design only have themselves to blame for that.
Using wow, the mental gymnastics you just used for cheating is pretty impressive there, Hannafin.
Shoulders down there for a moment. Kushida, whoa, turn it into a submission. Look at this.
Nowhere for Angels to go. Legs, knees, shoulders, all bent.
The very gifted submission artist, Kushida. His hoverboard lock has been deadly, especially go back to the New Japan Battle in the Valley event a number of weeks ago. It was Team Kushida versus Team Alexander. Down the stretch in that match, the hoverboard lock came into play. Kushida wouldn't let go of Alexander.
Yeah, that was after the big championship match with Josh Alexander was announced. Kushida kind of firing the opening salvo in that entire situation. We'll see it come to a head at Multiverse United. But right now, Kushida looking very good, looking very strong with his Time Machine teammates.
So a lot more to come tonight here on Impact Wrestling on Access TV. Savannah Evans goes one-on-one with Deonna Purrazzo before Purrazzo faces Giselle Shaw tomorrow night at Sacrifice. Also, big tag team match before the Busted Open match between Dreamer and Bully Ray at Sacrifice. It's Bully Slamovich versus Dreamer and the Knockouts World Champion, Mickie James. And also still to come, Moose and Brian Myers battle the digital media champion, Joe Hendry and Dirty Dango, before Hendry defends against Myers tomorrow night at Sacrifice.
Sabin tying up. Turns his attention to Khan there for a second. Trying to take the big man out of the equation.
Face driven right into the knee. Great neck breaker by Angels. And an opening here for the design.
Yeah, that rare distraction
Tag.
from Khan there, catching the attention of Sabin. And now, the leader of the design, Diener, ripping, tearing, pounding at the face of Sabin.
Diener hammering away, and a lot of questions were raised after what happened last week. Callahan versus Rhino. It looked like Callahan was rolling towards a victory when all of a sudden it was Angels who tripped up Callahan, and then Khan smashed Callahan with a steel chair. Ultimately, Rhino won the match. It was said by Diener that was punishment for Callahan, costing Khan his match against Kazarian at No Surrender.
And just as important, seemingly step 6 was Callahan accepting and taking that punishment, which he's done, which begs the question now, what, if anything, what is this final 7th deadly step. I can only imagine, given everything we've seen so far, what's going through the mind of Diener to finally allow Callahan to join the family of the design.
And what's going through the mind of Callahan? You could see him there at ringside. I don't know if he quite knows what to expect next with Khan, Angels, and Diener.
Sure, he's had trouble predicting any of this all along on this journey.
Sabin trying to break out of the design's corner. Shoulders down here. Kick out by Diener just in time.
And through the legs.
Oh, Sabin sneakily trying to get to the corner.
Great catch by Diener there, though.
Tag made to Kushida. Kushida off the top. Oh.
Now just punishing Diener.
Oh, and a crossbody. Kushida will be a first-time ever matchup against Alexander at Multiverse United. Hits the Pele kick there on Diener.
That levels Diener. And now you see Kushida going to work on the arm of Diener. Could be looking to set up for that hoverboard lock.
It was deadly against Jonathan Gresham a few weeks ago here on Access TV as Kushida got a win there.
Shelley getting into the fray here.
Oh, now look at Angels rushes in. Shelley goes after Angels. Drop toe hold. Kushida follows up with a low drop kick, and Shelley sets him right back up. There's the arm.
The speed is picking up here.
Oh, and Shelley takes a shot at Khan.
Khan still on the apron, though, has not moved.
Oh!
Finally, the springboard kick. Or, excuse me, the handspring kick there. Taking the big man off the apron.
And a lot of friction on the outside. Look at all the bodies in the corner of the barricades.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kushida going up top. All the way to the floor!
Oh, drops the design. The design is down. Time Machine is rolling in our first match of the evening here in Vegas. The Chicago Season Pass ticket is on sale now. Join us for Spring Slugfest in April, Chicago Heat in July, and of course, Bound for Glory in October. It's the earliest way to secure your Bound for Glory tickets before the normal on sale later on this year. Head to ImpactWrestling.com to get your Season Pass today. Oh, and Shelley with a kick right to the face of Kushida by accident. It was going for Diener in the corner. Diener able to evade, and the design have a window to get back into this matchup now.
A rare miscue on the side of Time Machine has allowed the design to take over here.
Oh.
But Kushida not giving in without a fight.
Before the break, Kushida wiped out all three members of the design on the outside of the ring as Callahan looked on. Not entirely sure what the design has planned for Callahan here.
Now Diener getting involved now. Whoa, the pass off to Angel. They're half and half plants Kushida.
Oh! Diener calling for Khan, the 300-pound monster of the design. Spine buster!
And if Time Machine can play these 3-on-1 games, so can the design.
Here's the cover by Angels off the frog splash. Kushida gets the right shoulder off the mat.
Not enough to put the Time Splitter away.
Oh, and a cheap shot there at Sabin and Shelley by Angels.
Cheap shots left and right. At the aggression in this match is on a different level.
Now smash face first into the top turnbuckle is Kushida. In comes Khan.
And Diener now in directed traffic once again. 3-on-1 one more time for Kushida. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the ring, no machine guns to reload with over there. It is just Kushida on his own in this matchup.
Look at this electric chair setup, and now Angels and Diener from the ropes. Oh, double doomsday device! There's the cover by Angels on Kushida, broken up by Shelley.
I say, just in the nick of time. Shelley in for the save.
And now Khan rushes in.
And you see Sabin getting back into the fray now as well.
Oh, the missile drop kick takes down Khan. Oh. And
This
now
one.
Diener with a clothesline.
This one breaking down quick.
Uh-oh, face first into the middle turnbuckle. Oh, step up Enziguri. Oh, what a super kick.
Angel's trying to clear house here.
Oh. Angels, oh no, caught up. This is what Time Machine has done so well.
Load him up. And fire.
Time Machine looking good before their battle tomorrow night at Sacrifice against Kazarian, Swan, and the Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. Oh, and now all three meet in the corner. And Angels is rocked.
He's on Dream Street as Kushida climbs up top. Diener, though, back into the fray.
Oh, looking for a version of Skull and Bones there. And now Diener gets involved, protects Angels. Uh-oh, cutter by Sabin.
Classic machine guns right there.
Oh, now into the ring. Look at Callahan protecting Diener.
What is this?
Oh, and the
Callahan.
Motor City Machine Guns happy to oblige.
Callahan was asking for it, putting himself in the way of the leader of the design.
Callahan protected Diener. And now Sabin through the ropes gets Callahan, Khan, and Diener.
Now the Angel looking to fly.
Oh, look out! Hoverboard lock!
That's
Hoverboard
it.
lock! The attack to the arm earlier on in the matchup. Can Angels
Almost.
hang on? Gets to the bottom rope, but there's Sabin. Sabin.
And rolling right to the center of the ring. It is in. That's
He
it.
tapped.
That's it.
He
That's
tapped
it.
to the hoverboard lock of Kushida.
Here are your winners, Time Machine.
Kushida tenacious on his way to Sacrifice and Multiverse United.
Great momentum for the team of Time Machine headed into Sacrifice. But what about Callahan throwing himself in harm's way on the behalf of Diener and the design?
What a way to begin Impact Wrestling this evening here on Access TV. Time Machine in action tomorrow night at Sacrifice. But the deadly Kushida rolling towards his Impact World title shot at Multiverse United.